Teaming up with Microsoft is Atlanta Technical College Ace in the Hole. Greetings, I'm Robert Leach, Dean of Business and Public Service Technologies at ATC. I have always been told that if you want to be the best, you must learn and work with the best and brightest. This is why we are excited about our relationship with Microsoft. For some time now, Microsoft's Cybersecurity Scholarship Program has provided needed financial support for motivated students looking to accelerate a career in the highly sought-after technology space. There is more on the horizon. We are actively working with Microsoft to expand efforts to teachers and faculty to enhance professional development opportunities. And with our accelerating Community College Cybersecurity Excellence, better known as our ACCCE pilot program, we are just getting started in expanding opportunities in cybersecurity. Let's hear from Microsoft's Erika Smith on the ways Microsoft is empowering ATC's students and staff to stay on the cutting edge and bridge the technology gap.
Welcome to Atlanta Tech Talks, where we highlight the college's people, partnerships, collaborations, and programs that help move the Atlanta and our surrounding communities forward. I'm your host, Antonio Hicks, and we're excited to have you along on this journey. In today's discussion, Bridging the Big Tech Divide, I welcome Ms. Erika Smith of Microsoft, one of ATC's strategic partners. Welcome, Erika. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our new digital adventure.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So for the last 15 years, we have heard that tech is a go-to industry, yes it is, that still seems true today. Our show is titled Bridging the Big Tech Divide. Talk to us about your role at Microsoft and how you're helping to do just that.
Yes, so Erika Smith, I lead our philanthropic strategy for the city of Atlanta and the region, and my focus is on advancing digital equity and inclusion. Everybody wonders, what does that mean? And so how we are helping to build the bridge to digital divide, one, is making sure that our community has access to low-cost broadband. We know that if for any service that you want, whether that's applying for a job, most Fortune 500 companies only accept online applications. 70% of teachers provide homework through online platforms. If you want to access government services, we saw with the pandemic that to order a COVID test, you need an online or able to get on the internet. And it shouldn't cost more than 5% of your monthly income to cover your internet costs. So we invest in nonprofits that are expanding into the region to offer that low-cost product. Secondly, a huge focus on affordable devices. If you're going to have an internet access, you also need a device.
Right.
And many of our people are using their smartphones as their central home computer, laptop, etc. And so there's limitations, whether that's, people who have to pay as you go, and by the second week of the month, they've used their data, so they can't access it.
Right.
So if people have access to tablets and laptops, it's an easier device to navigate, and they could capitalize and become digitally empowered.
Okay.
And when I use the term digitally empowered, that is, you could use the internet, devices, different platforms to manage your life. And to research, nowadays, if you don't feel well, instead of having to run to the urgent care center, you can tap into telehealth. But we need people not only to understand how to use their devices, but then how do you tap into some of the different services and platforms that are available. You need to register to vote. That's an online opportunity.
Right.
So we're focusing on providing people with access, but then education. 25% of the jobs that we have today did not exist 30 years ago.
Right.
So technology is rapidly changing. Our workforce is changing rapidly. And currently we see that there's this estimation that I think it's either 2050 that based on our wealth accumulation now for Black and brown people, we will be at 0% wealth by 2050. And being able to tap into technology jobs, cybersecurity, digital analytics, tech-enabled jobs will help people to really compete and create wealth for themselves. So we have a suite of digital training programs that we offer through our nonprofit partners to help people get educated and adept in those different programs.
So there are devices that Microsoft actually helped to give out to those people that's in need?
So we have a nonprofit partner, PCs for People. They're currently located at Westside Works. off of Lowry, and they refurbish devices and sell them between $50 and $150.
Oh, wow.
We also have another device program that will allow people to purchase devices using Klarna. I think it's Klarna, one of those new payment pay-as-you-go, that doesn't require credit checks. It doesn't create those barriers of entry and credit barriers that others people may be concerned about. So we have a product where you could buy a new device using that application, but we register through nonprofit partners because we want to make sure that people who I would say have low wealth have access to these programs versus the general public who could really afford a new device, tapping into some of these programs that we offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of things I see within the community when it comes to things like that, they typically get like the Chromebooks, but they're limited in what they can do versus what a full-blown PC or tablet can handle.
Yes, and our programs, they're full-blown tablets and laptops. Because, I think about our creators, our young creators, they're making videos, placing them on TikTok. They want to get into competitive gaming. We need to make sure that regardless of your socioeconomic status, regardless of your geography, regardless of your household makeup, that you have the opportunity to learn and build and create opportunities to generate income using online platforms. And you need a device that's built for that.
Right.
So that we don't believe that because a person may need access to a low-cost device, that they should have to supplement quality for cost. Right. And so we're committed to bringing those quality devices. Not saying that Chromebook isn't, but one that provides additional functionality so people can use them for podcasting like we're doing today.
Right. Yeah, it serves its purpose when it helps people to get connected. But like you said, when you want to do much more, then you want to have something a little bit more robust that can handle the power that comes along with doing those things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so we're teaching people how to, leverage digital media or how to code so you can participate and design something in the metaverse. We need to make sure that you have the internet speeds that will allow you to transmit that data and the devices that will allow you to develop the content and the different products. So, yes.
Okay. So when most of us think of technology giants like Microsoft, we think coding and developing. Are there other paths to enter into the big tech?
Absolutely. My background isn't in tech. I worked in marketing for my first career, economic development for my second career, and this is my third career in philanthropies. And so I don't have a tech background, yet I work for Microsoft. I have colleagues that are focused on social justice. I have colleagues that are focused on educational services and ensuring that schools have access to computer science instruction. So if you have an educational background, there's a place for you at Microsoft. Sales, marketing, finance, HR. We are a Fortune 500 company that needs other talent in order for us to deliver on our products. And so there are pathways for those jobs. And yes, people should definitely explore LinkedIn because that's a primary tool to recruit applicants so they can learn about the company, educate themselves on the company before interviewing so you can demonstrate that you understand our vision, our mission, some of the programs and products that we have in service. So yes.
Okay. So Microsoft has invested a lot into ensuring that people have the skills to gain access to technology careers. Why was this partnership so important, and specifically to partner with an institution like Atlanta Technical College?
What Dr. Seals has done with Atlanta Technical College is really impressive. Last week, I was able to bring my leadership in from Redmond, our headquarters, to meet with Dr. Seals and to hear the statistic of a 99% placement rate of graduates is a testament to the quality of the program, is a testament to the quality of the students, is a testament to the relationships that have been built within our city. And so we want to partner with an institution that are reaching Black and brown students, reaching those who may not be interested in a traditional four-year university, but they want to work in tech. And so we see this as a natural fit and a way for us to continue to cultivate talent, to make sure that we're reaching residents in Southwest, Southeast, Northwest Atlanta, and we see ATC as our pathway for that. And so we're really excited and just love the work that's being done here. And the students are amazing. yesterday I was able to meet a couple of students, and they blew me away. Their knowledge, their tenacity, their confidence in who they are, and their desire to work in tech, and they want to change their lives and shift their trajectory. And so one of the things that is important for us at Microsoft is passion and purpose, and we're meeting students here who have that passion and that purpose.
Yeah, I think we need to get away from the framework when you think about technology that is automatically going to like people that's involved with coding, programming, or engineering, like in my personal field. But like you just said, there are other avenues they can pursue while going into Microsoft.
Yes.
So it's just a whole rebranding type thing that we have to put out there for people to understand that there are jobs available.
Yeah, and we also have to demystify tech.
Yeah.
So there are other jobs, but with these jobs, you still need to be knowledgeable of tech-enabled programs. So you have to have comfort with Microsoft Office, with Teams. I used Teams previously just for calls, and there are so many other uses within that.
Yeah.
So we want people to have comfort, have a level of comfort, what we call tech-enabled jobs, meaning that you're not coding, you're not an engineer, but you have to have a knowledge and understanding of technology to deliver. And almost every company requires that nowadays.
Right.
But we do fun stuff. We have a team that's focused on strategic partnerships. So, they're partnering with the Hawks. We have a new partnership with the Dream. We have a new partnership with the Atlanta Falcons, all as a way for us to show that community connection, but leverage these brands and these initiatives to introduce STEAM and demystify tech. We hosted, through our partner Westside Works, I was able to host a community engagement session because I wanted to understand for people, when they think of tech jobs, what are they thinking of? When they think of technology. So I asked the question of, what is your first experience with technology? People talked about the Apple computer that was in their elementary school, their cell phone, and et cetera. But I had to remind them the microwave, electricity, your car. All of these were considered nascent technology that has been adopted and now is part of our normal lives. And that we have to get, especially our community, comfortable with the idea of tech, so they can see it as a portfolio of opportunities, not a portfolio of disconnection.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing, especially when we talk about IoT, like the Internet of Things.
Yes.
Everything is connected. It's like when you get in your cars and how you want to have your car sync up with your phone. So, yeah, it's like, you have to get outside of just looking at the little minuscule things of just a computer. But everything, like you said, is connected now.
Yeah.
So if you work with it, you pretty much have a clear understanding of what it is.
Yes, absolutely. And I was talking to some young people about data analytics. And they were like, oh, Miss Erika, that's so boring. I don't think I would want to participate in that. And I said, do you all have Spotify accounts? Or do you use Pandora? Do you use Apple Music? Everyone said yes. And I said, do you get curated content when they're recommending, like, oh, this new artist, or, here's a playlist that we've designed for you? That's data analytics. Someone had to look at the trends of how the type of music that you're listening to, and then aggregating that with similar people with a similar demographic or listening ear, and then bringing you music that typically you like.
Right.
And so that's essentially data analytics. So I think there's a responsibility to also show people that some of these complex jobs and these complex theories are things that they're interacting with on a daily basis. Right. And that, hey, if you want to be an online DJ and you want to make the most money, how about using some data through whether it's Instagram or Facebook to analyze it to determine what should I play in this region, who should I invite to this party, and et cetera.
Right. Because they do some of those same things like on Twitch, because I'm a gamer too. As old as I am, I'm a gamer. And they do those very things. Like you want to look and see what's actually trending right now and then play those games and then use those when you're playing online to bring in more people to come into your platform and watch you play.
Yes, and even with the gaming, we are currently developing a gaming camp for kids in the Grove Park community. So we would take them through 2 weeks of learning how to develop their own game. We should think about one as moving from seeing ourselves as a consumer and the person to play it. So why not design it?
Right.
Yeah, there's other complexities around publishing and ownership and IP, but if we could get young people thinking about designing their own games, this metaverse that's happening, if we could get young people to start thinking about how would they want, if they could fantasize a life or an experience for themselves, teach them how to design that in the metaverse, and then charge people to say, you want to come hang out in my world, here's the cost. So there's a lot that's happening that I think young people of color can capitalize on, but we have to make sure they understand it and are aware that this is something that is accessible.
Absolutely. So this partnership is more than just for students. So talk to us about the Accelerating Community College Cybersecurity Excellence, better known as ACCCE program, and how it will better prepare our faculty and staff.
Yeah, so we realized that it's something that Dr. Seals and I talked about, that, you know, with a community college or a technical college, there's typically a limitation of how much they could pay for a professor, or a salary they could provide. And right now in this job market, ATC is competed against Microsoft, Coca-Cola, other companies to hire these same people. So we want to make sure that, one, the professors are abreast of new technologies and what's happening in cybersecurity. We also are exploring how we can get experts. So people who may work in Microsoft as a cybersecurity expert, take them through the pedagogy, teach them how to work and build curriculum, and then bring them into the technical schools as a professor as a way to guarantee that these programs can continue to exist while being really nimble in this competitive market that we have. And we see the cybersecurity program at ATC as a great place for us to invest, a great place for us to pilot these programs. You know, oftentimes schools that focus on predominantly Black and brown students don't receive the necessary funding, but we are seeking to change that, because Microsoft came to Atlanta because of our demographics of our city and our ability to hire people of color, Black and brown people, to work for us in tech. And so our investment in this cybersecurity program, making sure we have the best professors here so the students can get current real-time experiences and continue that trend of that 99% graduation and placement.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about that too, because I work my specialty is a network security engineer, and I love to see more Black and brown people get into that field. And now I'm starting to see it here within Georgia, but still when I look around the grand scheme of things within the country itself and around the world, we only make up a small percentage of those people working in that field. So I am happy that the school is doing something to entice more people to get into cybersecurity. Yeah,
my vision. So if I could have a crystal ball, or if I could, meet the Wizard of Oz and make any request, I would love for Atlanta to have such a dense population of Black tech experts, whether that's in cyber, whether that's in systems engineering, networking, engineering, coding, product development, that anyone who wants to tap into or need to hire technology experts, that they're coming here to Atlanta to find that talent. And this vision can be actualized with partners like Atlanta Tech.
Absolutely. So what should a potential student aspiring to have a career at Microsoft start doing now at ATC?
I would say first, if nothing else, sign up for LinkedIn, create a profile, also follow companies and people that they admire, create activity on there, whether it's, if you're in a class, you just completed a project, promote that project, talk about that on your LinkedIn page. One of the challenges that we see in the current HR hiring or strategy is that a lot of companies do not offer entry-level jobs. They want people with 3 to 5 years experience.
Right.
So you have to combat that by demonstrating that you are knowledgeable, and knowledgeable to the point of I can have conversations. I can look at an article and provide comments or share it with my theory based on the classes that I'm taking. So establishing a LinkedIn profile, I would say, is number one. 2, something I said yesterday is you need to think about it. Our minds are computers that really guide our being. And if we're thinking from a place of deficit, if we're thinking for a place of I can't, a place of I won't, a place of they will not, then we're already limiting ourselves. So making sure that we're thinking and visualizing And as I would say, manifesting the life that we live and thinking that this is a pathway. And then while you're on LinkedIn, I would say to find those people and search to see who's in Atlanta, send them a direct message. At our Atlantic Yard site that will open soon at Atlantic Station, we will have over 1,700 employees. A lot of them are interested in establishing authentic relationships with residents and community and people here. And so DM them, ask for an informational interview, ask, can you sit down and talk and just learn about what they're doing so that you could get more comfortable being around experts in this field. And then also know, I have a colleague, Cornelius Parker, that says, it's not about fitting in, it's about taking up space and knowing that you belong.
Right.
So, don't worry about if you're gonna fit into the Microsoft culture. The Microsoft culture is really passion, purpose, and growth mindset. Growth mindset means continuing to learn, continuing to explore. And then I always suggest that if you're really committed about it, find a nonprofit organization that you can work with and focus on cyber, and then that can be a bullet on your resume. There's so many creative ways that you can approach it, but if nothing else, you have to start with LinkedIn. That's where most companies go to procure talent and secure talent.
Okay. So, final question that we asked as a closeout. Leave us with your Atlanta Tech Talk success tip.
Top success tip is to just believe that you can and go for it. Shoot your shot. You only lose if you don't try. If you fail, that's a learning. So don't be afraid to go for what you want and dream big. The world is your oyster. Yes, we face a lot of barriers as Black people, but we have to not think about those barriers, but thinking about the opportunities and the life that we want. So go for it and just shoot your shot.
Amen to that, because we have every right to be there just like everybody else.
Absolutely.
So thank you again to our special guest, Erika Smith, for being here from Microsoft. For more information about Atlanta Technical College, please visit www.atlantatech.edu. I'm your host, Antonio Hicks. This has been Atlanta Tech Talk.